So, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be part 2 of this lesson for day number 4 with reading of school uniforms. I read the first 2 paragraphs to you. Now I'm going to reread it and I'm going to finish it out. While you are listening to this and reading along with me silently, I want you to think about specific sentences or a sentence that really makes a good point or really strongly supports the idea of school uniforms are not the way to go. School uniforms, no way. It's Monday morning, a school day, and you're thinking, what will I wear to school today? Well, you might consider the weather, your mood, the class party you're having that day, or the promise you made to your best friend to wear matching sweatshirts. But if you had to wear a uniform to school each day, you wouldn't be able to make wardrobe decisions. You'd have to dress like everyone else. School uniform policies are being debated in public school districts across the United States. Supporters say that uniforms make schools safer, help prevent bullying and teasing, and even improve students' academic performance. But opponents say that school uniforms are not the way to go. Self-expression. A common argument against school uniforms is that they limit self-expression. People often use the way they dress to express their personalities or feelings about themselves in the world. They might wear clothing that shows how they feel on a particular day, or they might dress to show how original or creative they are. What you are wearing is one of the first things people notice when they see you. Your clothes tell others something about you. Many feel that students would lose their freedom to express who they truly are if they had to wear a uniform to school. For example, a group of students in Tennessee protested their loss of freedom by wearing patches on their uniforms that said things like, "I miss my real clothes." Next page. Comfort. Students spend most of their day at school. During some of that time, they're working at a desk or table. At other times, they're sitting cross-legged on a rug with their classmates listening to a story, or they're on the playground kicking a soccer ball or shooting hoops. Whatever students are doing, it's important for them to be wearing clothes that is comfortable. If the fabric or design of a school uniform is uncomfortable, it can affect students' work and play. After all, who wants to wear a tie at recess? Cost. Some people argue that school uniforms are less expensive than a typical school wardrobe, but that's not true for everyone. The cost of buying a set of uniforms at the start of the school year, one uniform for everyday use, another for special events, and a third for gym class, can be a hardship for families that are struggling financially. Performance and behavior. Many believe that if students wear school uniforms, they will perform better in class, be absent less often, and have fewer behavioral problems. While studies have been done to evaluate how school uniforms affect academic performance and student behavior, there is not enough evidence to come to a firm conclusion. One study from the University of Houston found that school uniforms improve student attendance, behavior, and learning. However, a study from the University of North Michigan found that uniforms made student behavior problems worse, not better. That same study found no proof that uniforms improved learning. A study from the University of Missouri also couldn't find any proof that uniforms help students to learn better or that uniforms reduce behavioral problems or absences. If students are allowed to choose the clothes they wear to school, they can express who they are and feel comfortable as well. Why would you want to change that? So guys, that article laid out 4 specific subtopics about why it's important that students have the right to choose what they wear to school. One was self-expression, which they went into detail, and there was quite a few really good examples there to support that. And then the final 3 were comfort, cost, and performance and behavior. And each of those sections had some really good things that described or supported their argument that we should not have school uniforms. So now that you've read 2 different articles, from 2 different authors about the same topic, just from one side or the other, what way are you leaning? Are you still feeling how you were when you came into reading these 2 articles, that you were for having school uniforms or against? Have you changed your mind, or has your opinion has gotten even stronger? Okay, so guys, just really quickly before we end for today. You got to remember that when you're reading an article, you need to be thinking about who the audience is. And you need to be thinking about if some author is giving their opinion, what is the opposite opinion? Because it's always important when you are somebody who's trying to be a responsible learner and a responsible citizen to make sure that you hear one side of the argument and then you go out and hear the other side of the argument. And once you know information about both sides, then you can be an informed decision maker to make up your own opinion. And that's one of the ways that I really want to make sure you guys are learning, is that you hear both sides and then you make up your mind based on information that you find. Okay? Hope everything goes well with you guys. As always, stay classy, Golden Eagles, and I'll see you next week.